What it do, what it does, what it be like. It's your boy Black Girl, aka Dr. H.A.A.S, and this is the Doctor's Orders Podcast, brought to you by H.A.A.S Entertainment and Enterprises in collaboration with VisionSport Management. Man, I feel like I ain't been on here in a good little while. I do apologize. I've been knee deep in so many other things. I know y'all know my daytime occupation is a mailman, and it is holiday peak season. So guess what? I'm at y'all doorstep with some type of package that Amazon or FedEx should have brought to your crib. But instead, I decided to do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Cash in, get some OT bag. And I do mean bags. I know y'all see them under my eyes. I've been grinding. Y'all probably been listening to some of that good music I got with Sonny and Pilo. And shout out to that boy, Young Caleon. He just sent me a little something, done a little work. Enough about me, more about the man. Y'all done seen him. He is no stranger to the show. You know what I'm saying? Vision Sports Management own Mr. Jonathan Belton. What you got for us tonight, brother?
Well, champ, I'm happy to be here. I'm representing my Chiefs tonight with the camouflage. I'm hiding in plain sight so they don't see me. You know what I'm saying? Everything's good. Just happy to be here. Happy to talk about Vision Sport and the people that we helping going forward. Got a lot of big things coming up in 2024, so had to come to the hottest spot in the St. Landry Parish area. You know what it is?
Bro, as always. As always, man. We're gonna cut straight to the chase, man. Go ahead and elaborate on those moves you want to make with Vision Sport going forward into the 2024. I know one thing you had told me about is the Vision Sport Management 2024. Was dig into that for me, man. What you got going on with it?
Well, next year, we're doing Fighter, the Boss Fighter Tour 2024. Next year, it's going to be great for fighters in gyms and promotions when I will be able to pull up and display um, my expertise in consulting and advising fighters to take the best direction possible. Uh, it's going to be great for the fighters to learn that they're in control, that they need to be ahead of the curve on that decision making in the fight game. It's a dangerous game to be playing with your life for money. And these guys need to understand that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and also that we're here to give them advice on how to get to that light at the end of the tunnel instead of just running into a brick wall, losing fights that don't matter, taking fights that don't matter, and really putting themselves and making themselves more valuable. But next year, Boss Fighter 2024, Vision Sport Management, we're going to change the game. And it's the first time ever something like this is going to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. And see you guys at the forefront of it, got on working out all the kinks, and y'all got any new guys on the roster that y'all want to speak on?
Right now, we have uh, Ashton Bertrand, as you know, one of our
Yep, had
top
him on.
fighters, great kickboxer. He's trained under Coach Morgan Gilry. They have a
Shout out
great
MG.
relationship. It's a great team over there at Silverback's Gym in Oberlin, Louisiana. They are the best. We are the best, should I say, since I attend that gym.
Yeah.
Um, we also have Mr. Caden Duplichin. He will be making his debut either in December or early January of next year. We also have um, fighters in Chicago. We have a fighter by the name of Christopher Cruikshank who will be making his debut next week, I believe it is. And he will be making his welterweight debut. Hopefully, he gets the job done, and we can say he will get the job done, and we're gonna celebrate with that. And we also have our sponsorship lane open up right now, where we're trying our best to help Mr. Robert Fontenot, our strongman competitor, who
All
is
right.
changing the game in this southern region as the strongest man in the South. But we got big things coming next year. We have more fighters that we're in negotiation with right now that are trying to
Mhm.
get on the team, and we are trying to put them on the team so they have a career that they can be proud of. But that'll be probably next year. We'll make those announcements.
Good deal. Good deal. So man, y'all putting in work. You got a lot going on right there. Adding to that, see all the motion that's going on with that. We should have a lot of a lot more boots on the ground when it comes down to the vlog action and the blog action. So we'll get scenes with some of these fighters as time moves forward. I had a discussion with some of the folks on my end. So that's a project we definitely want to jump into outside of wanting to get a biography with the quarter town players of course. And maybe even the Zydeco Hot Boys want to follow into some of their stories too. Try to dig in some of that Bazil lineage. So this is definitely a part of the
Absolutely.
project I want to put together moving forward, man. Just the state of what's going on the media side of things. Now over here on the actual fighting side of things, man, give me a little slight state of the union and a state of the MMA boxing scene moving forward. Since you got all these moves that you're trying to make moving forward into 2024, just give me a state of the game and what kind of obstacles you might have to us through to get some of these things done, man. Because I know you're a mastermind, but damn, I know it's hard out you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard. The state of boxing and MMA in the southern region is very, very rough right now. We don't have a star. We don't have a team that is producing big wins on big events. It's kind of at a stagnant time. I would like to see more fighters from the South with better records than what I'm seeing. I would also like to see more fighters in the South get a branding. You know, a lot of fighters don't like to associate with VisionSport because they don't know who we represent. And what we represent is just a better market for them to express themselves and put them on a pathway and a brand to be better. Now, the problem here is activity. I came on here a bunch of times and I spoke on it. I'm getting real tired of it. But for some reason, these fighters don't understand what activity means. If you don't fight and I don't see you, I don't know you. Okay? The state of MMA in the
Straight up.
South could be a lot better if I had more access to a fighter that had a brand. If you're from Lafayette, then Lafayette should know you. If you're from Lake Charles, then Lake Charles should know you. If
Oh,
you're
yeah,
from
yeah.
Shreveport and Bossier, then they should know you. The whole entire city. But when you tell me that I can walk in the mall and you haven't had an autograph signing, you haven't went back to your high school, you haven't went to any churches, any halls, and you haven't even hit the block to introduce yourself to the locals, your brand is stagnant. It's not my fault or anybody's fault that your team that you signed with is inept.
Mm,
Okay? And it's okay because sometimes management is just looking for the hottest thing going. At Vision Sport, we don't look for the hottest thing going. We look for the thing that's looking for the we look for the client, not the thing, I'm sorry. That's looking for the
word.
best opportunity and looking for the best outcome in their career. You can't do this forever. This is not a sport where you're gonna come in and be a millionaire because that's almost impossible.
Right.
This is a sport, MMA or boxing, where you have an option to pick your opponents or not pick your opponents. But some guys and some fighters feel like they have to just take any old thing that hits the table. So to answer your question, the state of MMA and boxing in the South, not good.
Yeah. Shaky grounds. Sounds familiar. Everything on the up and up. People got they the most I don't know what you would call it. I guess you would say the superiors. The superiors got their people picked, and unless you're willing to work with some folks that's gonna get some seen out of the unseen, you ain't gonna go too far. I was gonna ask you, but you gave us the whole blueprint and the whole answer. I was gonna ask how important is
Mm,
it to have such a team behind you, but you literally broke
mm,
it all the way down. So for everybody that wasn't paying attention, if you're not known in your section, if you're not known in your city, if you're not known within your craft, period, if somebody that does the same thing that you do can't tell me nothing about you, you ain't as active as you think you are. And that goes to all you active writers out there. That goes to all you active social media influencers out there. Same thing with us artists, actors and actresses. I'm sure it's the same game with them. As you can see, it translates right here into the fight game. So I'm gonna ask you a question that I didn't want to end. I wanted to end the podcast with it, but it's probably better to just get it out the way now. Why do these fighters fail most of the time when they're coming out the gate? Like what's the real biggest hurdle that's tripping these guys up?
Well, honestly, man, to give you a broader approach of what we deal with here at Vision Sport Management, we deal with a lot of fighters that don't have a plan. The plan is everything. The plan is where I'm at, where I'm going, where I need to be. It's all of that laid out. Most fighters walk into a gym, and the first thing they say is, I want to be a fighter. I want to do what I see on TV. Okay, nobody telling these guys at the door, do you understand the sacrifice that comes with this? Do you understand the money that has to be spent to keep yourself in shape? Do you understand the damage that your body will go through to build you as a killing machine?
Yeah,
It's
man.
about time that the coaches introduce these people, these fighters, these clients to someone who can delegate their career better. If you coach, I don't mean this in any disrespect, but if your coach did not have a career, how can they dictate your career? If they don't specialize in career and business, how can they specialize in your career? They will train you. And the coach is one of the most important parts of being a fighter. I just put out last night the 5 things fighters need when they start out. Number one was help. You can't do this by yourself. Number two
Yes,
was
sir.
a gym. You have to get into a gym. You can't do this in your backyard. Okay? You can't be a tough guy in your backyard and then get out there and fight somebody who fights people all the time inside a consolidated gym. Number three was information. You have to get your information from somebody. Okay? It's
Gotcha.
not that hard. Number five, and I don't mean to skip over number four, was a coach that has experience. That coach should understand the importance of the business of the fight game that you're getting in. The problem is that you run across these coaches who will tell their fighters they're good everywhere and they want to see these guys do a lot of damage, but they don't have the connections. And then when you don't have the connections, your fighter hit a brick wall. And your fighter also wants to ask you, Coach, what's taking so long? This is a money business. I have a job. I have a family. What do I have to do to make $100,000 this year? Sometimes the coach just doesn't have the answer. And that's why we come in as Vision Sport Management to help these guys understand there are particular fights and fighters that you must take, and there's fights and fighters that you must not take. And the ones who don't understand that will fight any Joe Blow off the street just to say they're a fighter. Okay, so we have to stop that. The biggest problem is the lack of information, okay, and the lack of leadership. All right, and I'll give you one more that a lot of people don't really mess with is a competent team around you.
Word.
Okay, that's gonna tell you,
Word.
hey man, you're not good here. You're not a good boxer when
There
you
you
do
go.
this. You're not a good MMA fighter when you do that. Maybe you should just do this from now on, and that'll get you the win. You
Word.
won like this. Maybe you should win like this again. They keep telling these guys that they're good everywhere, that they can win any fight. And people know they come from different backgrounds. And the coaches
Yeah.
that don't master the fighters and the background that they come from have a horrific career. I mean, here in Louisiana alone, we have maybe one active UFC fighter. We have one world champion in Regis Prograis, and I in boxing, and I don't understand it. Where are the lineages that are gonna fall off of these guys and say you can be a world champion, you can get a contract into the UFC, and things like
Yeah.
that, and also the pay
Yeah.
grade. I must add, we need to stop lying to fighters and telling them 300 and 300 is big time. That's $300 if you show and $300 if you win. Big time is big time. Stop lying to people. Tell them this is only the beginning. We got to strive for more and you got to fight for more. If you don't do that, you're not going nowhere. You'll be right here chilling. Okay? But they lack a lot of information in the game right now, and that's not just in the South. That's everywhere.
That's all over the place. Well, yeah, you can't have no yes men in a game like that. I figured you can't just have somebody telling you everything's gonna be okay and just pat you on your ass. So I get what you're saying right there. It pays to have that team to put that real information in your head, man. When you're not doing something right, have that real strength to correct that man and get them on the right path, because a lot of times folks just in it for the money. They're not in it for the safety of the fighter. They're not in it for they don't have their best intent put forward. So that's always great to see a team like yours doing the things that they're doing. Speaking of which, you spoke on sponsorship earlier with a friend of ours. He was on the pod earlier this year, man, Mr. Robert Fontenot, doing his strongman thing, man. Elaborate on how that
Hmm.
sponsorship and what visions and vice versa, man.
Well, honestly, Robert Fontenot, now we're speaking on, he's competing in strongman competitions and doing very well,
Yeah, real
finishing
good.
in the top three. He is the Arkansas strongest heavyweight champion, and he goes to these competitions. He is a lone competitor
True.
from his area. Um, I would like if he had a team
Uh,
from this area, but he's doing it solo dolo, and I'm proud of
right.
him. And for him to come where I came from, I have the utmost respect, and I also want to have love shown. And we gave a nice sponsorship this past weekend. We
Yeah.
gave him some nice gifts that's going to help his career prolong, help him throughout this process to compete next year. He will be competing in Louisiana, and I'm pretty sure he will be the champion there as well. He is top 10 in
Yeah.
my book. He has country strong strength, and I think that he needs more respect, and I think he deserves more respect. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
him along with my fighters, I will always push the hardest for. I want to help every situation that can be better and on a broader stage. But Robert, we're helping Robert. We want to help Robert. We're honored to help Robert and continue to help Robert because we want to help every athlete that has a dream and a passion to get to the next level. Um, what we do for Robert, we'll do for any competitor that reaches out and say, hey,
Yeah.
what is Vision Sport Management and what can we do to get on? Um, Robert is our poster boy for us, and we're going to be behind him 110%. We want to show that,
Absolutely.
not just MMA and boxing, but we want to show that any sport that is competitive, we want to help. If you play basketball, we'll buy your shoes. If you play football, we'll keep you fed. You know what I mean? We'll put you on a broader stage. Scholarships don't come from just how you play. It comes from how you know. And we want to help the
Right.
kids, we want to help the adults, we want to help the teens, and you know, Robert is a big factor into us helping people, and we're going to show through him that we give it now.
That's right. That's wonderful, bro. Like you really touched on a lot with that. And shout out to you, Rob. I know you placed in the last competition you was in. What he placed, man?
He placed second in his last competition, but it should have been
Big deal.
first. But we'll let him slide this time.
Oh shit, that's a huge deal. Like you was saying earlier, man. Just Bazzell, Louisiana, to be exact, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all
Yes, sir.
don't know or didn't remember, um, just something to be proud of, bro. One of the whole reasons that I decided to even put a podcast together was to be able to highlight some of the folks that won't be highlighted if you feel what I'm saying. Like I always say
Mm,
this, I always say that people, that the masses or whatnot got they people picked. Only certain folks are able to be recognized or, like I said, it's a funny business everywhere. I've been considering
mm,
myself an underdog since the very beginning. Anybody that knows me pretty much can say the same. But when I decided to put together a platform like this, I'm like, wait a minute. Now we can shine light. Now we can figure out we got some wiggle room when it comes down to
mm.
exposure, um,
Yeah.
making your name hot, if you will, being on the bubble. These are all old slang terms for what would be known as just being socially popular these days. Um, I just like to see the work you're doing, brother. Real talk. I see the imprint you got going on. I know you got a couple of things you want to do social media wise, and that's where I'm gonna come in, and that's what folks like Calvin. Shout out to Calvin. I need you on the pod, bro. Come on, man. We got to get this thing together, bro. Holler at him for me, Jay.
Shout out to Big C.
Holler at that boy Calvin, man.
Um, and not if I can add, we got a lot of big things popping with you as well. Vlogging in 2024 is going to be our major thing on site. Dr. Haas
Yeah, man.
podcast, Doctor's Orders podcast. On the street in your face.
Yeah,
That's
on site,
2024.
right? Yeah,
I also,
big moves, bro. Big moves.
With Morgan Gilry, MG Gilry, taking it to the
Shout out
next
to
level this
MG.
year. Our gym are gonna have the gym that he has in Oberlin is gonna have the most recognizable athletes to face the United States. I mean, he's doing major things right there in Oberlin, Louisiana. An
Great.
expansion is coming to more gyms, but he wants to come on as well. He wants to come on the VisionSport. I mean, the Doctors Order podcast and do his thing.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
like I
Anytime,
said,
man. Anytime.
yeah, he's hungry. He's hungry. What he's doing at his age is purely, phenomenal. To see somebody that betted on themselves and doing it the hard way. You know what I mean? There's no easy way when you say I'm not gonna work a regular job. This young man
True.
is 26 years old, I believe, and he has two businesses that he owns and operates out of every single day. He travels on a
See.
plane every other weekend to go train with the best in the world. He's doing his thing. If it wouldn't be for our families with supporting us and riding with us, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. He's my matchmaker at Vision Sport Management. He's also my business partner. My counsel, and it's very hard for people to understand when somebody tells you it's a bad idea, and sometimes you gotta listen. So he's always been
True.
there to let me know
Right.
what move is good or not good, and I appreciate that. We're a hell of a team. Ghost and Tommy. That's how we ride.
Straight. Straight. Yeah, it's always good to have that partner in crime, man. I've been
Mm-hmm.
I've been filtering through the Rolodex the past couple of weeks, man. I really feel like this connection, man. Shout out to Pilo, Precious Lawson. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
that boy Sonny the Cowboy. We got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
real. I don't even know what you can't put a label on it, Jay. Like you really can't. It's some music I ain't never thought I would be made. It's a lot of emotion in it. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
average what would be hot. but it's definitely with
Mm,
something of our age group would dig into.
mm.
You know what, man? We caught that vibe last weekend. It would be like a 2020 Fuji's, if you will. Like if you want to go back
Okay.
to that, it would be like a real. It's a vibe. Right now, we doing covers to a few different tracks, and just
Okay.
boiling down to what you were saying about your squad, man. It feels good to not have straight yes men, and it also feels good to not have a lot of negative energy just pulling you down with a lot of telling you what you can't do. That balance, bro.
Mm,
If you can find that balance with any team out there, you guys, that is very rare. I'm talking about diamond in the rough, rare. If you got that,
yeah.
or if you find that, or if you even create that and manifest that, when it shows up,
Mm,
stick with that, man. It's gonna get you ever. It's a feeling that's unmatched, if I could say that at any point of this, man. And I know that same combination that, bro, I see it, I feel it, I understand the vibe and the aura that you guys bring and the energy that you guys bring. Have somebody that's, hey man, that ain't right. Maybe we should try it this way. Or hey man, you know what? That was a good idea that you had, man. All the props, you're not trying to pull props from underneath you, like just to have that type pull on your squad and in your team. Man, it's priceless, bro. Man, it's priceless. Man, I know we're getting close to that 30-minute mark. We good, but man, I want you to elaborate on anything that we might have missed that we didn't get a chance to touch on, and of course, let them know where to reach you guys. Pulling some work
Um,
with the Facebook page, man.
of
So go ahead and
course.
just spit out everything you got with that.
Of course. And thank you again. And shout out to everybody that you're working with. And I hope everything works out well. Um,
Mm,
Vision Sport Management, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Um, our Facebook and Instagram will be dropping a training series and the rest of this November, every Tuesday and Thursday or throughout the week. And we're more or less just being more vocal. We had a major meeting with Jake Shannon, major 10X player in the game. And, he told us that social media is the market, and we're trying our best
yeah,
to get our fingers more inside of that. But other than that, just, all our social media is there. Any fighter
sure.
who needs help, any fighter who needs counseling, consulting, um, advice, a deal that'll get them, guaranteed what they paid for, hit us up. Text 337-580-8958. We're always here. We're not going nowhere. And another thing, fighters, if you're gonna buy into yourself. Stop listening to everybody who hasn't done what you're trying to do, and start
Straight up.
listening to the people that could at least get you to the door and introduce you to the people that can get you to where you want to be. Stop taking fights just to be a fighter. Start taking fights that you know you can win. All right.
Please.
People don't
Yeah,
like losers, they like winners. Everybody's a winner. You're a winner just for stepping in the ring, but you also have to be careful because your life is on the line. Don't play with your life. This is a cash flow business. It ain't a I like you, I like your life, I like your family. This is about you and your income and your family. If you don't give a damn about yourself, then the people won't give a damn about you. The
that's right.
fans pay your bills. Get you a fan base. It takes every bit of everything you have. You can't do this forever. Have a plan. I could continue to preach this 100 times over. Okay, control your sector. In other words, control where you're from,
Where you
control where you're
from?
going, and control where you want to be. If you can't control those three things, you're in the wrong damn business. I'm in the fight business. I'm not in the love business. I'm in the money business. I'm not in the free business. Okay, stop doing things for free and get paid what you're worth. If you want $1 million, you have to fight $1 million fighter.
Oh,
If you
later.
want a
Man.
$100,000, you got to fight $100,000 fighters. Find a way how to get to that guy, then you're gonna find a way how to get an advance in life. Don't go
Straight
out
up.
with a broken jaw. Don't go out with a bruised up eye and a broken nose on the side of your face for free.
For
Get your
nothing.
money's worth. Okay? That's all I gotta say.
Man.
VisionSportManagement.net.
.net. Of course, every bit of information that this man just produced to you, I will have guys. I'm gonna figure out how to get the link, the active link, where you can just click it in the middle of the video. I'm gonna get there. I'm trying to get there.
So,
Per usual, by me and any of this content. Facebook, Earl Nelson page, or the Black Girl /H.A.A.S page. Instagram and on TikTok, by the way. We still doing at Black Girl Highs, BLACKEARL_HAAS. I damn near forgot. Go ahead, hit me up on YouTube, of course, if we can find this podcast. That is also Black Girl Highs. We working on a website, so until I get that domain cleared and all that, I ain't even gonna put it up here because I don't know if I'm gonna have that actual website. So just know that's in the tuck. Man, that's pretty much it for me too, man.
Shout
Man,
out
I
to the Chiefs,
appreciate you
man. We're
one
going
more
back.
time.
We're going back.
Okay, listen.
We're going back with Taylor Swift too.
I'm big biased. That's a whole nother comment. That
We're not gonna get into that.
we gotta take a minute for this one, y'all, real quick. Okay, y'all already know I'm a Saints fan. Y'all already know I'm black and gold. By the way, real line coming from H.A.A.S is gonna be out for the wintertime. It's just a prototype, and we're gonna work all that in. You know what I'm saying? Everything I got, black and gold. I would say black and gold to the Super Bowl. So I can't call it this year. Derek Carr gonna have to figure it the fuck out. Excuse my French, but that's what it is.
Oh,
okay. Kansas City. We're moving on to Kansas City. I support Mahomes. I love him and Travis Kelce, man. Shout out. I wish Tyreek was still there. All right. See, I don't want the Swifties to give me say as I support what's going on. I love the fact that y'all found love. Even though it's the middle of smack dab, the middle of humbuggish season, and I'm as humbuggish can get. Celebrities living their best life in perfect love. Fine. Absolutely. Y'all do that all over the TV and all over the internet. I salute you. The deal with the Kansas City Chiefs, man. You from Louisiana too. What makes them so much more your team, man? I just need to know. I ain't even hating because
I give you 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I give you 30 seconds on that. Patrick Mahomes. Man. Patrick Mahomes.
Great
beast.
He got the sight. Legendary. He already a legend.
Yeah, he got the sight. He got the arm. He's healthy. He is a playmaker. A lot of people don't like, as well as Travis and Chris Jones, and the rest of the guys, Pacheco, those guys, what a lot of people don't realize is that I ride with playmakers. I'm always going to be a Warriors fan because I'm a Steph fan because he's a playmaker, and I ride with the Chiefs as well.
Got ejected last night, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, we'll put them hands on you. Warriors, man.
Try to bully them boys. They try to bully them boys.
Hey, cool. But honestly, it is what it is. I like the Chiefs. I think they're a good football team. They got a good head coach, and I think they're consistent. As you can see, it's not about the record. I really don't care. It's more about when they hit January, going into February, it's time. And like I said, the real playmakers show up, and I think they're gonna go back. But man, Jalen Hurts. If he's healthy, he got revenge on his mind. And it's gonna be hard to beat him.
I see it. I see it either being a repeat of this past Super Bowl or the other Super Bowl that the Chiefs were involved in the past 5 years, and that was the one with San Fran. So I think it could go either way. I see the Chiefs coming out the AFC, but it's still going to be a Super Bowl rematch one way or the other. It's either going to be the Eagles or the 49ers. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro.
The Lions.
I think both of them will beat them. I think both. Oh, man.
Yeah. Don't do that to Detroit, man. Eminem back in the stadium. Don't do that.
I can't even. And as bad as I want to hate on the line, I can't count them boys out. You can't really count the Cowboys out. I'm not a big fan of them, but I can't count them out.
I'm gonna go there because we got too many people we know that ride or die.
If the Eagles get to the Super Bowl, and I'm not even a fan of them, Not even a fan
Oh
of
yeah.
them. But if they get to the Super Bowl, I think they're gonna win, man. I ain't gonna lie. They kind of cold. They kind of cold,
I'm
bro.
not gonna doubt them. I'm not gonna doubt them. That tush push that they got, that's pretty
Real.
amazing. They get 3 yards off of a quarterback draw, off of a rugby formation. So they're doing great things. But like I said, and you know, I'm kind of worried about my Chiefs too. A good record only gonna get you so far playing that hard, trying to win every single game. You know, injuries come with it. You know, you get tired towards the end. You know, it's hard to be 73-9. Ask the Warriors. But you know, like I said, at the end
Lost.
of the day, Jalen has a bum knee. It's starting to wear on him a little bit. It's about to get cold, really cold in Philly, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I think the two teams that we're talking about kind of are guaranteed in our eyes, but we also forgetting about the dark horses. You know that there's the Bengals. You know there's the Lions on the other end. You
I
know
done
there's a
forgot
lot
about
of
Lamar. I done
yeah
forgot about Lamar, man. Golly, my
yeah.
bad,
You
Raiders
know,
fan. We're gonna have to start us a
it,
podcast just talking football. I ain't
hey
gonna even
man,
lie.
anytime you ready, man, we'll bring all kind of people in because we have a lot more football fans than we do fight fans. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, same thing as rap fans. Like, not everybody into rap. Not everybody sports fan is into rap, but almost every rapper is into sports. So
I think you
it
know
rolls.
honestly, and I'm gonna just say it here: we can cut it, chop it, splice it. But I think every Sunday you should go live late
Yep,
and
after
have your
most of the
Monday
games
show
in a
play
row, right before the
and
late
have
one,
a
and then
bunch of people have a bunch of people come on and just get it out the way.
and just chop it. You ain't never lying. We might have to. Jonathan might have just birthed the Ask Dr. H.A.A.S segment or the review of the Sunday with Dr. H.A.A.S with OG H.A.A.S.
Football
We
with
may have to
house,
do that
baby.
for the NFL for sure because as small as I am, I'm a huge football fan. I'm probably a bigger football fan than a basketball fan. And I actually have actual
There you go.
basketball players in my family. You know what I'm saying?
Now it's the
So
time,
that's
bro. Let's
crazy.
do it.
Yeah, we out here doing everything else, man. I know I shout out to Clothing Line and all that, but everything else is still the same, man. Short film still in production, man. Like I said, we got this trivecta called us the new Fugees, whatever. We got music coming, but I'm just supporting everybody else, man. Shout out Young Cardion, he's still recording. Loving everything that you guys doing at Vision Sport. Man, I'm gonna keep going on, man. I'm gonna shut down the episode, bro. But anyway, as usual, y'all know what to do, folks. Appreciate y'all for y'all ear. Y'all go check out the whole catalog. Y'all know where to find it. Spotify, YouTube, what have you, whatever, what else. As usual, keep it 101 on my phone. Somebody done text me and everything. All right, folks.
Lord.